So what is up, fellow YouTubers? I'm Mike. Welcome to E.A.A. Today, just hanging out in my shop. It happens to be a sunny day today, but unfortunately I really can't get anything out. The weather here has been kind of strange. We get like several days of rain, and then we get maybe a day and a half of sun. It dries out just enough to rain again. So hasn't been really great for getting vehicles out, but hey, we make do. We need the rain here in California, so we'll take it as long as we can get it, because before long it'll be nice, warm, beautiful weather, and we'll be complaining about the heat. So today I decided to bring you guys out in the shop, just kind of hang out, and just hanging out and spending time out here really makes me realize how truly blessed I am. I mean, I get to come out here basically anytime I want, hang out. Sometimes I'll hang out in the arcade area and play some video games, turn on some music. And what I will generally do is I will just walk around the shop. I'll take different angles, different perspective, different points of views, and I will just look at my cars. I will just study the lines, the design, the shape, the form, the architecture, the beauty, the sculpture that is these vehicles. And really, I think probably, I'd say at least half of the joy of me owning these vehicles is being able to come out and enjoy them that way. Being able to come out and just watch them and look at them and observe them and think about the design and what went into these vehicles. So Superman has his Fortress of Solitude, Batman has his Batcave, and I have this. And I'm very blessed to have it. 4,000 square foot of man cave. Pretty much entirely devoted to my hobby. The hobby that I love, obviously automotive. And I'm very, very blessed in the sense that I have this. I'm very blessed to have my wife. My wife understands. She lets me have all this and do all this. Sometimes I'll tell her, hey, I'm going out to the shop for a minute, and a minute turns into 2 hours, and she understands that for the most part. Not a lot of people would, but I can honestly come out here and I can just get lost. I can just get lost in the designs. I can get lost in the vehicles, and I think that's what's so great about it. And that's what's nice about this. For me, I've always tended to get bored pretty easily, pretty quickly with things. And so having a number of vehicles, I don't. If you saw my last video series, a 3-part series I did on all my vehicles, pretty much have my collection exactly where I want it. I pretty much have every vehicle that I could want. I mean, there are still a few out there that I would like to have, but quite honestly, if this is it, I'm very, very content. I'm very happy with my collection the way it is. And so having a number of vehicles, I'm able to come out and maybe I start focusing on this Impala and I start looking at the lines and the way the fins are done and the way the lines are down the car, and I can just sit there and admire that and spend an hour, a couple of hours just admiring the design, the shape, really getting into the car and really loving it. And then the next time I come out, I'll fall in love with the GT500 and I'll be looking at the lines of it and the design and thinking about what went into it and how much I just enjoy seeing the car, having the car, knowing that it's here, knowing that I can drive it anytime I want. Yes, I'm very, very blessed. And that's not me bragging, that's just me acknowledging how incredibly blessed I am and how incredibly happy I am and how incredibly happy I am to be able to share it with you guys. I think that no matter who you are, everybody needs their little bit of space that's their own personal private place, whether it be the corner of a bedroom, a garage, a shed, somewhere out in the backyard, wherever it is, you need your own space to be able to enjoy your own time. And if that's with your hobby or just your own thoughts or what have you, you need that space, and this is definitely my space. Now, I want to talk a little bit about being able to share that with you guys, because I've talked about this before in my videos, and for me, I always wanted it to be like you're here with me. Like you and I are sitting here talking cars, and you're taking the trip around the shop with me, and we're bantering back and forth. So that's always been very, very important to me. And my friend Wade, which you guys have met Wade, you know Wade through a couple of videos. You also know him as being the famous guy that actually sold his vehicle to Jay Leno. Yes, he did sell the vehicle to Jay Leno, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But Wade actually hit me up the other day because he lives about an hour and a half from me. So, we don't get to spend a lot of time together. He has his work schedule, and then of course I've got the baby now, and it just doesn't work out as well as it could if we lived closer. But he did tell me that through my videos, he feels like he's here with me. He's here talking with me. He's here experiencing this. And that is a huge compliment. To me, that's exactly what I hope to accomplish with these videos. So on the subject of Wade and Jay Leno's Garage, I know I talked about meeting Jay and getting to spend a little bit of time with him, spend several videos back. And I talked about the fact that we're going to be able to go to his garage and see his collection and spend some time there. And that is still a happening thing. We had really hoped that it would have happened by now, but Wade and Jay have been talking back and forth. They've become friends. They actually call one another back and forth, so it's kind of cool. But I think they've kind of decided that maybe a little bit more towards the springtime when the weather's a little bit warmer, a little nicer, we can all get together because several of us are going to go down and spend some time there. I know that Wade had talked about with Jay about maybe being able to go out and take a little ride in some of his vehicles. So we want to make sure that Jay is actually going to be there, which is kind of tough because he's a very busy guy and he's always out on the road or doing something. So that is coming, and I do have permission to take the camera in and do some filming of his collection and what we do there and everything like that. So that'll be very cool. Be looking for that video. It'll probably be a little bit later on, like maybe towards the springtime or summer, like I said before, but that is still happening. Definitely be looking out for that video. I can't wait. So next thing I want to talk about, I want to do a little bit of update on a video I did several back. Actually, it's gotten pretty good views on Hubie's Garage. It's called Calling Out Hubie's Garage. And if you guys didn't see that video, he had a Buick Park Avenue Ultra that I was kind of interested in. Thought it'd make a cool video. I thought it'd be a good opportunity to fly back there, buy it from him, because it, as I understood it, was for sale. Anyway, long story short, he ended up selling it to a friend of his. Well, the friend did contact me, and the friend said if I was interested in buying the car, I was certainly welcome to. We talked a little bit about details on it. He gave me a price, and after doing a little bit of research and everything like that, I think it's a little high for me on the price. You know, I know those cars are a little bit more rare, harder to find, so I'm certainly willing to pay a little bit more of a premium on it, but then I also have to factor in the fact that I have to fly back there, I would have to drive the car home, there's that expense, and you know, while I'm willing to pay a little bit more than the car's probably actually worth, I really can't see going much over like Kelley Blue Book and retail Kelley Blue Book, which I looked that up, and I was even willing to maybe go $1,000 over that, but to me, the price he's asking, which I totally understand, you know, he's under no obligation to sell the car. He bought the car with the intention to keep it. So obviously I can understand that if he's going to sell it, he wants to get his price for it. No harm, no foul there. But I think I've decided to go ahead and pass on that. I don't think it's going to work out as far as that goes. But I do appreciate him getting a hold of me. I do appreciate him talking to me about it. And yeah, it would have been a lot of fun, but that's probably not going to happen. So last but certainly not least, I want to give a big shout out to Gold Coast Auto Detailing. My buddy Jesus runs it. He's been my auto detailer for a while. Kind of do a pan across here, so I'm not going to go around every vehicle, but he came out and spent several days out here at my shop with a buddy of his and detailed out all the vehicles, and they came out absolutely awesome. I try to get him out, or I'm going to try to get him out about once every 6 months. Before, I just have him do a few vehicles at a time. This time I just wanted to get the whole shop done, and the only vehicle that's not here is the DeLorean. Obviously that's just a cleanup on that one. He wouldn't actually do any detailing, so I had him do all these vehicles. They look fantastic. I'm very happy, so they'll be ready for the car season when it comes around, and I will put his information in the description below. If you're basically in the area, in like the Central Valley area, hit him up. He does a really good job. He's very reasonable with his prices. He cut me a great deal considering he did, you know, all these vehicles and spent basically from sun up to sundown both days with a buddy of his. I was very, very pleased. So there again, basically the purpose of this video was just nothing more than just a quick hangout, talk about a few things video, and really my big point was I really do want it to be like you and I are just sitting here hanging out talking, hanging out in the shop. Now certainly I've talked about this before. If you subscribe to my channel, if you follow me, and if you're in the area and you want to come by and check out the vehicles in person, you're more than welcome. Hit me up on Instagram. It's going to be in the description below, and we will set up a time, make it happen. The weather's nice. We'll take a couple out, play around with them, have a good time. That'll be fun. But yeah, absolutely. I want to say how much I appreciate everybody's support. I appreciate everybody's comments. I appreciate the views. I appreciate the people that share the channel and support the channel. Really, you guys are what makes it worth it for me. I have a great time doing this. I love it, and I hope you love it too. With that, I'm going to end this video. If you like it, as always, I appreciate the thumbs up. Obviously, if you haven't already subscribed, if you are subscribed, please share the channel with other like-minded viewers. So, yeah, P.O. Box and Instagram in the description below. God bless, take care, have a fantastic day.